You know, I want to move to, because there seems to be two Republicans making headlines right now. John Boehner, naturally, because he's going to be the next Speaker of the House, and apparently the second most headline-grabbing House Republican is Darrell Issa. I ask you, he's going to be the incoming chairman of a committee you chair, the House Government Reform Committee. If you were Darrell Issa, what advice are you, I understand you've been talking with Congressman Issa, what advice are you giving him on sort of, what is this line that he's following? On one hand, he seems very adept at handling the media, and he's talking about a list of investigations he wants to do. On the other hand, when does it become too much if he wants to be the government watchdog guy?
Yeah. Well, he's got to pick his battles. I think he has to go. Look, there's been very little oversight over the last 2 years. Let's face it, when one party controls the presidency in Congress, you get very little oversight. And when you have the opposites, you get, over-oversight, if you will. And they tend to over-investigate. Darrell, I think, will pick his battles on this. He's tying it to the economy. He's tying it to jobs. He's tying it to waste in government. I think as long as he stays on that platform, he's going to be fine. When it starts getting personal, it starts getting very ugly in this town. The Democrats are already trying to demonize him. But Darrell's one of the smartest guys in the House. Don't underestimate him.
And he said he doesn't want to pick the petty battles. He doesn't want to play small ball. I want to bring up a letter that Politico reported about this morning, where Congressman Issa apparently is writing a letter to various businesses asking them, as a trade organization with members that must comply with the regulatory state, I ask for your assistance in identifying existing and proposed regulations that have negatively impacted job growth in your members' industry. So he's basically casting a net to big business and saying, are there regulations that you think are impeding the growth of jobs? Now, one could say that's a worthy pursuit. On the other hand, some Democrats are saying you're just feeding into the perception that exists that Republicans are all about doing the bidding of big business.
The key for Issa is not to be Dan Burton, is not to do things that are totally crazy. Don't shoot at pumpkins in your backyard investigating a suicide attempt. Don't harass young White House aides who have to spend a lot of money to hire lawyers. As long as he doesn't do that type thing, he'll have a little leeway here. If he wants to talk about the regulation of business, that's all right. And we'll see how far he goes and see if he is only favoring certain industries. But there's nothing wrong with looking at regulation in this country.
Congressman,